besties. Yesterday I made a post about the 12 laws of the universe and I want to talk about it. I'd love to do a series on each of the 12 and kind of give you a video of each. So today we'll talk about number 1, which is the law of divine oneness. In layman's terms, it is all about this interconnected tapestry of existence. Everything is connected to everything else. Every thought, feeling, emotion, it's all connected. So this divine oneness stipulates that we're all connected to one another, since we're all a direct extension of whatever the divine source is. It could be God, it could be a universal intelligence, it could just be science, it could be atoms together, and we'll get into that in a minute, but it's stating that everything is connected to everything else. It means that, like it or not, that we're all one source. We're directly connected to whatever the source is, and therefore spiritually and physically we're all connected to one another. You know this by if you've ever heard, to be one with the universe, you need to go outside and walk barefoot on the ground. And that the energy that you create from your own body will connect with the energy that is in the ground. Or similar, if you want to go and buy a car and you notice that everyone else around you now has that car that you were looking at and wanting to buy. Similar. Or if a good idea comes out, you start seeing a lot more of that. So for example, when Twilight came out, there were suddenly a lot of vampire and werewolf stories because we're all connected. The energy around us is connected. Anything that's matter is energy, and anything that is energy has a frequency or a vibration. So this is a great example for humans have several different layers of awareness. So like self-awareness, which is we're aware of our inner selves. We have self-consciousness, or a consciousness of an outer awareness, which is where you get the bare feet on the ground thing. Like we have several layers of consciousness, and each one of those means something else, and all of that is connected to like a higher consciousness with each other. That's not to say while we have this oneness, most of us don't acknowledge it. Understanding how everything that we do and say and think and feel affects this collective consciousness that is made up of the rest of us, everybody else. So it's how things that you think or look at or taste have different smells, tastes, etc., because we're all vibing at a different frequency. All of us are energy. So science has shown us that the atom, I don't have to look at the number because I'm not great, the quantum field. So quantum physics proves that nothing is solid and is made up of invisible energy that surrounds it. Scientists discovered when they were studying these subatomic particles that a large majority of them are made up of electrons, or like 99.999% empty space. But the space isn't empty because it's made up of energetic frequencies, which is where we're vibing, which means that anything, you, me, this paper, this chair, everything is made up of that energetic frequency. That's how you get vibes. Nikola Tesla even quoted, he said, if you want to find the secrets to the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, because that's what everything is created for. Water holds memory. That's been proven. Crystals have their own energy, which is, a lot of people don't think that's a thing. Or why crystals work when you place them next to your skin or by your bed. Well, they do, because those frequencies, what they vibrate at, is what you need them to vibrate at. So for example, quartz crystal, scientists have proved that quartz itself is not a liquid or a solid. We see it that way, but it's not. It vibrates at 32,768 pulses per second. So it's so fast. It would be a little bit like the Flash, how he can vibrate in between walls, because it is vibrating. It's such a high frequency, and that frequency, depending on what its vibrational pull is vibing at the exact same one that, say, you need. So for example, radios and telephones wouldn't be able to work without crystals because they are vibrating at the same frequency. The pineal gland and inner ear, they have micro crystals in them. I have Meniere's disease, if you guys didn't know that, and the crystals of my inner ear are what have an issue, which has caused me to lose a lot of my hearing. So the vibration that so those lessons that we're supposed to learn, we aren't learning, and that's because of our human conditioning. So our higher self is telling us to go to a different direction. We're staying here in this emotional unhappiness. You know, subconsciously, we like the coziness of our discomfort. Back onto the frequencies. It's kind of breathtaking if you think about it, to consider that. So you have two eyes, most of us. And each one of those eyes has 30 million photoreceptor cells. And each one of those cells out of the 30 million, each one of those has 100 trillion atoms. 100 trillion atoms. 130 million, each one has 100 trillion atoms. That's more stars than the Milky Way galaxy has. And in each one of those atoms, in each one of those cells, and each one of your eyes was formed at the core of a star. And that was billions of years ago. This is kind of where cosmic soup gets its name, is that we expanded out of a star. In fact, scientists even say that the inside of a star vibrates at a certain frequency as well. So you expanded to the consciousness that is you, which, if you think about it, is the universe, because we're a collected conscious experiencing itself as a way to connect to the oneness, and us vibrating at that frequency, or all becoming stardust, because all of our atoms were made up of a star before, have changed into what we are today, which is this higher being, the apex predator of the world, if you will. So matter is energy, energy is frequencies. Each frequency does something different, which will be the next law. So I'm trying not to get too much in there. We're focusing on just the oneness, the connectivity, the collective that is us, which is all of us, essentially, in layman's terms. In science, we call it energy. In religion, you call it spirit. In the streets, you call it vibes. All I'm saying is to trust it. Each one of these 12 laws is going to go over something that you might commonly know, like the law of attraction, or that you might not. This is just the first one. We are all one, made up of the exact same things, trying to get to the exact same place, doing all of this together. And everything that we think, feel, say, do is connected to everyone else and everything else. We are all connected. You can be nicer to each other. That's the first one. If you like this, stop, subscribe, like, say hi, and follow along, because we're going to go through the other 11.